Hello Bonita Bay Club, Justin Smith, one of your PGA teaching professionals here. Today I want to talk a little bit about some setup positions, but before I get into that, I just want to talk about some of the things that I've heard in the last 2-3 weeks based off of one's golf swing. Oh, in passing or maybe in an individual session, I get the is this correct, or am I in the correct position, or how should this look? Let's make the golf swing sort of yours in a sense. I've said that before, but I'll say it again. We need to basically find what works best for you, whether that may be working with some of our trainers up top and with an instructor. A lot of us work hand in hand with them. I know I work with about 3 of them up there already. And it does help getting into these positions. But again, we want to get in these positions because maybe they look pretty, maybe your friend told you that. Maybe you watched a video. I'm not saying they're wrong. All I'm saying is let us take a look at you and see what maybe you're capable of doing and go from there. So let's talk about setup today. What I see a lot of times now is whatever position one wants to get in throughout their golf swing, a lot of times their setup position doesn't allow it, or it maybe causes something the complete opposite. So let me give you a few examples here. If I stood here, you can kind of see my trail arm, my right arm for a right-handed golfer, be a little more like on top of my lead arm. So you can kind of see a little space between here. Now, if you're set up there, you're automatically probably taking the club outside and you're probably cutting across it. So one that wants to, let's just say, take it on a better plane back, whether that be straight back or more inside, we have to be able to get to the point where our trail arm is set up in that good position. Now, all these things that set up with our trail arm can affect what our spine tilt does and also what our shoulders do at impact and throughout the swing. So that's just one example of if arms, basically right arm's higher than the left, this would be lower than. This is more of sort of like a shallower in a sense. We can get into that on a one-on-one date. But know your setup positions. Another one would be setting up with our back. So let's just say our lower back spine back in here, lumbar. I know all too well about that, sort of going through it right now myself. We need to have something neutral down there. So anterior tilt, posterior tilt, whether that be S posture or C posture. What's going to get golfers, we all think about early extension, really getting our belly button work towards the golf ball in the downswing. And that's an absolute no-no. That causes some weird stuff going on in the downswing. But in my mind, the number one cause of that, now there are other causes, would be at address. You can see how I have a little bit of S posture. So my tush is stuck out. I can basically stick my fingers underneath here, down here, to get some space. Now that is a no-no. We want to make sure we have a neutral spine. So if I put my hand there, I can't stick any fingers underneath here. So if we start in S posture, a lot of times in the downswing, we'll move into that neutral or C posture, and now we become not as good. We'll call it that. So we're not going to be as efficient from there. So those are 2 things set up with the arms, forearms, elbows, and shoulders at address. Obviously our tilts here going from there to produce early extension. Now there are other ways that can cause early extension throughout the swing, but just the simple dress position, that's the one that's going to really affect it. So sort of the moral of my story today is we're trying to get in positions and produce results with the wrong setup. Okay, I'm not saying you 100% have the wrong setup, but let's take a look and see how you're setting up and how that is affecting what your motion is doing. So I hope you guys and gals are having an awesome time here at Bonita Bay to kick off the new year. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you. Have an awesome day.